Peace. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cold World. I'm over here kicking with my main man Jay Wiggs. What's good, sir?
It's good, Brody.
I cannot call it. As usual, just want to welcome everybody back to another episode of Brody Sports Talk. It is the Div9ne episode 9 of season 2. Moving right along here. We're just filling the gap until the regular season starts, man.
Till football is back, man.
Bro, we're 1 week away, man, from preseason football kicking off. The Hall of Fame enshrinement is on August 2nd, so that's the first preseason game of the year. So we're back to normal. The wait is almost over. But
I can't wait.
We before we get started, as usual, we just want to say thank you for everybody out there for your support. We're over 720,000 views and counting. We're getting closer to 1 million. But you need to go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and click on the bottom right-hand corner. Like and subscribe, and tell a friend. But to go ahead and get started, first order of business, y'all, we are going to talk about what's going on in the sports market right now. If you have a portfolio, you know when you're dealing with stocks and bonds and ETFs and REITs and all that good stuff, you understand economics. You got to buy low or sell high. So there's a couple of topics that we're going to discuss here today, Brodies, and we're going to buy or sell, on some of these things here, and basically we're going to either take it for a grain of salt or put some validity on it, rather, or just like scrap it as cap. So, we got a few things that we're going to start off just to talk about the social media platform of the sports world first. A little bit of an oldie, but still a goodie. As far as the news, it's with Mr. Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts, and what seemed to have been like an ongoing feud as far as his words about Jalen Hurts and him calling him a game manager, and obviously him and Ryan Clark. They got into it. I think Ryan Clark got roasted. Cam Newton made some. He made some great points. Man, yeah. He's my man, but he made some great points. But I'll ask you, Wiggs. I asked this hypothetical question to a lot of people this week, and that was, if you had Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts in the same draft, who are you taking if you had the first overall pick?
All right, so I want to say leave both of us on the screen on this one too, Co. But this is I just want to say before I get started into the topic, as a black show, I feel like this conversation is a really good conversation to have, because you mentioned Ryan Clark, and I really enjoyed the back and forth that Cam and Ryan Clark had. Like you said, Ryan got roasted a little bit. Yeah. And I think Ryan is one of those people that, like, he's a thoughtful person. When he speaks, he thinks before he speaks. He doesn't just say crazy stuff to get a reaction. He thinks, he's thoughtful. I always love to hear his side, but I do think Cam had a really good reaction to him in reference to his career and Jalen Hurts' career. I don't know if you heard anything about Gilly, the rapper, kind of going off on Cam. I don't know if you saw that one.
I mean, he's a Philly fan, so I expect him to try to throw his 2 cents in. He's got a major platform, so he's going to get some likes and views, but don't nobody care about what he's got to say, really.
Nah, facts. And that's pretty much, Cam just replied today to Gilly, because Gilly was kind of like on his Uncle Ruckus, like, oh, you a this ass nigga and you a that ass nigga, and it was just like, all right, Gilly, at this point, you're kind of like joining the minstrel show. Like, you're kind of doing what people want you to do, which is have 2 black guys beefing over something that it's not even about. And Cam Newton was basically like, Gilly, you're a mascot at best. Yeah. Like, you're what people know you for is being a mascot, rooting for Philly. Like, you helped Wayne get on, but you couldn't do it yourself. And it's kind of one of those things, like I said, this is a good conversation for black culture, because you get to hear from black men, different types of black men. Ryan Clark and Gilly are not the same, but it's interesting to hear how they both describe the topic. When it comes to the conversation, though, Cam at his height is better than Jalen. I don't think anybody that knows football, that knows football, watches football, at his peak, Cam is one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen play. But if I was looking for a career, I would probably pick Jalen Hurts because I feel like longevity wise, Jalen takes care of himself. He's not really had too many big injuries. Um, he's been able to play with Alabama. He's played well at Oklahoma. He came to the Eagles. He's played well every year that he's been there. He's been in the Super Bowl twice. Won, outperformed Patrick Mahomes in the one that he lost. And it's not his fault that nobody else wanted to sign. And in the one he won. And it's not his fault. Nobody wanted to sign Saquon Barkley last year. It's not his fault the Titans wanted to trade AJ Brown, to the Eagles. So you do what you can with what you have, and he's done a lot. So I think if you're looking at career-wise, I would probably take Jalen Hurts. Because again, quarterback is intangibles. It's not always what you can see and what the stats say. It's the same thing with the LeBron versus Jordan argument. Yeah, LeBron may have the points. It's the intangibles with Jordan. It's the mindset. It's those types of things. Jalen Hurts is a first in type of quarterback, last out type of quarterback. He's watching film. He's doing the little things. He's not just doing the little things, but he's getting the job done. They beat the shit out of the Chiefs. Let's just be honest. In the Super Bowl, it wasn't close, and Jalen Hurts was a big part of that. So I'm buying Jalen Hurts in this conversation.
I agree, Wiggs. I'm gonna buy Jalen Hurts as well. Just like to your point, as far as like longevity, being a student to the game, he's very humble. I mean, you talked about how he didn't even put on the Super Bowl ring because he's already on to 2025, and I respect that. And Cam is worried about mismatching his clothes and calling it fashion. But from an athletic standpoint, I mean, to your point, on paper, you're going to take Cam Newton. We know that. But I think, if you're going to play the long haul game, depending on the system that you're in, it would behoove you to take someone who's going to be a system quarterback. Like if you're Kyle Shanahan, he would be like Jalen Hurts would be a great quarterback for him. But if you're like Kevin Stefanski or O'Connell or someone who needs someone who, like a beta coach that's going to let the quarterback do whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? That's where Cam. Yeah, that's where Cam needs to go. Somewhere where he can walk all over the coach. But he ain't.
We talk about it all, the relationship dynamics and everything.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that. Okay. Next here, we got Unc's Future.
Hold up, Cole. Let me ask you about the Cam, Ryan Clark, Gilly thing. What do you think about that part? Who you buying them? Cam, Ryan Clark, Gilly?
I mean, they're all three of them are just trying to get their views up, man. But all I can say is Cam turned on the stove on Ryan Clark. And I mean, Ryan Clark ain't have nothing to say after that because it's like, look, I hear what you're saying, but if you're going to talk about me, let's talk about you. And that's one thing that, athletes got to be careful. Like if you're going to talk about, I mean, look, we got trolled by some overseas basketball player because we was talking about the Indiana Pacers. Like this
nigga, like I've been further than y'all, so that's definitely always going to happen in the conversation.
Right, exactly.
What did you do?
it's always going to be those trolls out there. But speaking of trolls, the one that Unc settled with, for 20 some odd $1 million, the fiasco was over, and
Uncle Shay.
Shannon Sharpe has officially been fired. We already knew he was going to be fired. Stephen A. Smith basically set the expectation. But
he did.
Unc was officially released from his duties from ESPN. And that's two networks now, two major sports networks that he is no longer on. I mean, Fox. I mean, actually, that's three. He was on CBS first, remember?
He was.
And and then FS1 and ESPN. So that's three major networks that he, for the lack of better terms, has burned a bridge with. So, are you buying or selling that Unc is off of primetime television and now back to underground?
So it depends on how you look at YouTube. Because right now, I think you told me this before we got on air, he's still the number one leading nighttime YouTuber on the planet, like as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the numbers say. So it depends on how you look at the current state of media. Mm-hmm. If you count YouTube as a platform, and you should, Shannon Sharpe is one of the best. The same way Stephen A. Smith says that 10 o'clock spot in the morning is his.
Yep.
the nighttime slot is Shannon Sharp, and I don't watch it every day. I watch First Take a little bit. I watch certain sports shows during the day. I don't watch Shannon's every day, but I do see the highlights. I do see the clips. So can he get another contract? I don't think he will in the next 3 months before the season starts.
No.
I don't think Shannon's on the air this year.
No.
Is he back on the air next year? I think so, because he's really talented and he's still going to be on YouTube every day. So we're going to be seeing his face. I think eventually somebody says he can help our network make money. We don't hear any other stories. You know, if another woman comes out, he might be
another girl.
Another 19-year-old, another teenager, for real. If another teenager comes out, we
can't have that, man. Like, he had 2 sex issues, if two sexual harassment issues or sexual misconduct.
What was the other one?
Huh?
I said, what was the other one?
When he was on IG Live.
Oh yeah, that was.
He had 2 instances in the same year. That was his
first one where it was like, okay, what's going on, Shay?
So I'm buying that he's going to get another major network deal. If anything, he has an ace in the hole, which is FS1. The way that things went down with him and Skip, I think now that Joy Taylor's gone and how they're revamping the shows, don't be surprised if they like, you know what, let's take a flyer, let's reach out to him and see if we can partner him up with someone, maybe. So I think he still has a chance at becoming getting him back on the major network. I'm buying that. What do you think, Wiggs?
Let me ask you this, Co. What kind of time slot? You said FS1. Do you see NBC, ABC, CBS, any of those, or do you see more of the ES? It's definitely not going to be ESPN, so it's going to have to be Fox Sports.
Yeah. I think he would go back to Fox Sports.
And I was also going to say, I don't know if you guys have heard about the news that ESPN is very close to buying out NFL Network.
Yeah,
so it won't be NFL Network either.
Yeah, he had like a brief stint in on NFL Network before he got
did some good work with Dion.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the NFL, baby. Like, the moment they hear anything about some type of sexual misconduct, you're gone. Like, so
unless you can play, unless you can ball.
No, I'm talking about on the TV networks. Like, Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, Marshall Falk, all of them gone.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
All right, cool. Now, moving on to some more active news here. We got some Terry McLaurin contract update stuff. I mean, it's starting to get
talking
messy.
About this.
It's getting messy. It's getting messy. So, are we buying or selling if Terry will get a contract extension before the start of the season? I am still buying that we are going to get a contract done. I think it's not going to be what Terry McLaurin wants. Recent reports have shown that he wants more than what DK Metcalf is getting. Now, shout out to Denton Day and Team 980 for saying this. DK Metcalf is overpaid.
I like that.
He's overpaid. That's the issue. So he wants 35 million. Get that out your head, Terry. That's not happening. What's going to end up happening is, at the very most, you'll probably get like 32. But what I'm thinking now, based on what I've heard other people say, which kind of makes more sense, is we're not going to give him 30 plus million a year. But what we can do is structure to where you get more guaranteed money. So that's the biggest thing. Like Cortland Sutton's getting 23 a year, but he's guaranteed only like 40 some odd million. DK Metcalf is getting 32 a year, and he's guaranteed 60 some odd million.
Okay.
So it's all about the guaranteed money. So if we extend Terry McLaurin another 3 years, and let's just say we give him 28 million a year, but make that fully guaranteed and give him like 65 million, or you know what I'm saying? Something like that, fully guaranteed. Yeah. Bump the annual value. No one cares about that. We're talking about guaranteed money. Anybody can say, I'm getting 35 million a year, but for only 1 year. The other years are going to be like 10 to, you know what I'm saying? But if you're getting 28 million for 3 straight years, fully guaranteed, your money is paid by the time 5 comes up.
And that was exactly what my next question was going to be for you, Co. Let's talk about the 5 contract a little bit. When do you think they get that done? He's in his 2nd year. I think he's signed
year
for
3.
So the rookie signed a 4-year contract with a
5
team
year
option.
No,
I think
with a 5 year.
With a 5th year option. So the team has they're definitely going to take it. So let's just call it a 5-year contract. He's in year 1, or let's say year 2. When do they re-sign Jaden?
I think he's eligible after year 3.
Do they get it done after year 3? That would be next year. Do they re-sign Jaden next year?
Or year 4? It's going to be year 4. I think it's going to be year 4. So
do they re-sign him right as soon as they get a chance, or do you think they just
the minute they're not going to wait? Why would they wait?
Yeah. Well, why would they wait? Because if they can get that 5th year option, it's probably going to be cheaper than whatever the tag would be. Or, when they re-sign Jaden, he's going to be the highest paid player in the league. So that's why you would wait. But you don't wait for your star quarterback. You pay him as soon as you get a chance.
Just like they need to do what they should have did with Terry. Just get it out the way. Early. Just get it out the way. But I'm buying that they'll get it done before the season starts. The problem is we're going into week 1 of preseason, and the starters typically don't play, but they still participate in practice. And what Terry is flirting with, God forbid, is injury. Every player that holds out has some type of issue because hopefully he's staying in shape, but like Bama's got to understand, like, working out and stuff and running routes at home ain't the same as practice. When you got Lattimore strapping you up, you know what I'm saying?
Trey Amos.
Or when you got Trey Amos locking you down, or you know what I'm saying?
Mikey,
like
Sarah's
yeah. And don't forget Von Miller out there, baby. Super Bowl
in the 24.
Yeah, that's Kobe right there, baby.
Champ Bailey.
So yeah, man. So I'm buying it. What do you think, Wiggs?
Okay. I'm buying it. I think you're right, Co. I'm happy you went first because I want to sell this, man. Like at this point, I'm getting a little frustrated with Adam Peters. I'm getting a little frustrated with Terry because what the hell are we doing, man? Like, this is like you got Jaden Daniels right here. You don't mess this up, man.
What are we doing?
You don't mess this up. So
what are we doing?
Hey, get it together. Like Terry.
Yeah.
If you got to take a lesser deal and argue about it during the season, if you got to take $28 million and argue about it during the season, damn it, do it. Don't mess this up. Adam Peters, if you got to go higher than $30 million and you don't want to do it, and you got to go 31, 32, 33, damn it, do it. Now, let me chime in. Because that's what I wish. I wish they would both just get it done. But let me chime in and say what I think is actually going on right here. Terry's not going to get what he wants.
No.
If the reports are true that he wants 33.5, Terry's not going to get it. And I think the Commanders are absolutely right for telling him, we're not giving you 33.5. Like, it's not to say you don't deserve it.
But you're being unreasonable. You're being unreasonable.
We can't afford to do that, knowing that we're going to make Jaden the number 1 paid quarterback in the next 2 or 3 years, because it just won't be feasible.
And this is the thing that Terry also needs to understand. And it's hard to tell somebody this, and I know they're not telling him this, but this is what he needs to hear. You're not that good. You're not as good as you think you are, Terry.
Yeah. When it comes to those top guys, you're not that guy.
You're not that guy. And you've never even eclipsed 1,200 yards receiving. And you're talking about you want 33 million?
Listen, 1,000 yards with 17 games, because we're not in 16 games anymore. We're in 17 games. That's less than 60 yards a game.
And you had your most touchdowns last year with Jaden. So
and you're not going to get 13 next year. Let's just be honest. If you get 10, I'll be happy. But even at 10, that's not a touchdown a game. So you're not getting me a touchdown every game. You're not getting me over 60 yards a game. Why am I paying you $33 million?
Bruh. And then on top of that, if you have a bad season next year, what you're gonna come back and be like, hey, let's retro pay this and I'll give you some of it back. No. Because you wouldn't expect us to do the same. Like if you wouldn't expect them to do the same on the other end if it benefited them. So like you're not going to give the money back if you have a bad season. We're not going to ask for it back if you have a bad season. So the bottom line is this, bro. You need to be realistic. You're 30 years old. You have at the most 3 more good years left at this level before you start to decline.
I give him a little bit more. Just with the new day and age, I give him a little bit. But it is football, so you're right.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about as far as his prime years. He'll still be good at 35, 37, 38. I'm not saying he'll suck. But what I'm saying is he's already getting caught from behind now. The breakaway speed is starting to diminish. He's already getting caught from behind, Wiggs.
Hey, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me ask you this, Cole. We got some really good positive feedback about discussing Terry's contract last year and the numbers. Let's renegotiate. You say guaranteed money is the important part. I think 23. Cortland Sutton's deal is the floor. He's at $23 million a year. DK Metcalf is the ceiling. He's at 33. Let's cut that in half. I think that puts us at 28 million. 28 times 2 puts us at 56. Do you do that deal? 56 million guaranteed, 3-year extension. So it's a 4-year deal, about 120 million, 56 million guaranteed. Do you make that deal?
Yes. Who else is going to give it to him? Pause. Like who else is going to pay him that money? No one's going to pay him that but us. We're paying him that because we love him, because we understand what he's been through, and that's another thing. Let's
say it's 25. Before you go too far, let's say it's 25. No, they're saying we don't think you're 28 because 28 is the compromise. Let's say the Commanders are. We're not going past Cortland Sutton. You guys have identical numbers because I know you saw it, Cole. The numbers with Cortland Sutton are identical.
The only difference is the touchdowns.
The only difference is the touchdowns. But if you look at the last 2 years, Cortland Sutton has more touchdowns over the last 2. Terry, you're not going to get 13 again. And if you do,
turn your mic down a little bit, Wicks.
All right.
There we go.
And if you do, more power to you. Like Jaden Daniels is, you are that guy. You proved it again. But this is your first year doing that. So do it again.
25. I mean, that's a team deal because Cortland Sutton. Remember, he said that he admitted that he took a pay cut. He said he took a pay cut so they can continue to build around him. So that 23 million he's getting isn't market value. So
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying. So like,
are you expecting Terry to? Terry's saying he's not doing that.
He's not going to do that.
You would at least want the team to go to 28.
I think 28 is fair enough. Anything over 28, you're being selfish and greedy. You're already being selfish and greedy, getting paid millions of dollars. But 28 is a very solid number. And like I said, if they guarantee him, 56 million, maybe give him a upfront signing bonus or something to make it like 62 million. I don't know, something just to make sure that if he beats DK Metcalf's fully guaranteed money.
So DK was at 60. So
at
56 60. Plus another 10, call it 66 million.
65, something like 62, something.
30 at the signing bonus.
Yeah, something like that to get him over that fully guaranteed mark. Because all right, look. You got the most money. You're getting the most money. Who cares about the ego side of the highest paid player? No one gives a damn about that. How much money are you making? Anyone can make $200,000 a year, but if their expenses are $250,000, it don't mean a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting 28 million, and it's a 60% increase of the millions of dollars you're already making. And you're pulling this crap now when we finally have our quarterback. You of all people, Terry, should be the first person to sign the deal.
That's facts. Like
You've been here, so you know what it's like.
Yeah, and again, Terry was drafted in what, the third, fourth round. Like, in my opinion, Terry has always been a just outside the top 10 type of guy. Like, Terry, why are you trying to get top 5 money right now? Just fall in line, dog. Garrett Wilson set the bar. Cortland Sutton set the bar.
Bro, his agent is pouring poison in his ear, saying, "No, you're just as good as Justin Jefferson." No, you're not, bro.
Yeah, that might be what it is.
But hopefully they get it done. We're both buying that they will, Brodies. Let us know what you think. Now, rapid fire here for the last segment here of Buy or Sell. Rapid fire here. We're going to go over the quarterbacks sophomore years who we think we're going to have sophomore slumps or if they're going to make a jump. So starting off with number 5, is he going to jump or slump?
Bye. Ding, 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 ding. Bye. Quick as possible. Jaden.
We're buying a jump in a second.
I'm in Wall Street. Give me that. Stock
right.
ticker.
Next, Caleb Williams. Slump or jump? Buy or sell?
Sell. Caleb's gonna have a slump. Slump.
I got to sell too, Wiggs. And this is why. Ben Johnson is going to have him taking snaps under center. He's never played under center his entire career.
He's expecting more from Caleb. He is.
And he's expecting more. And shout out to Tony B.
My nails, coach.
I talked to Tony B. He said that they kicked him out. They kicked the first team out of practice because they was messing around.
Oh,
he's too busy painting his nails.
My nails, coach. I can't put my nails under the center. They're gonna mess up my polish.
Right.
Yeah, nah, get the hell up. Get the hell out of here.
We're selling Caleb Williams. Sorry, Tony B. We're selling Caleb Williams.
I do think he'll still be good, but for next year, I'm selling.
Okay. Next, Drake May, buy or sell on a sophomore slump.
I'm selling. They fired the black coach. I'm selling. I like Mike Vrabel. I'm not gonna lie. I like Mike Vrabel. I think the defense will be better. But I need to see more from Drake May. In my opinion, Drake May is the one that I'm selling the most. If I bought high, I feel like I'm selling high right now on Drake May. Sell Drake right now.
Yeah, I'm selling as well because I don't know anybody on their offense outside of Stephon Diggs.
Come on now, they didn't do nothing to surround them with better people.
I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. I mean, yeah, I'm in the AFC East is not exactly the easiest anymore either. So yeah, I'm definitely selling Drake May. Michael Penix Jr. buy or sell on a sophomore slump. I'm buying.
Okay,
I'm buying. This guy is going to have a great year. I like him. I'm buying Michael Penix. I'm putting money in the stock.
Putting money on Penix. Okay.
I'm putting money on Penix.
I think I'm with you on this one, Co. This one is tough for me because I don't want to give up my segment that we have later. But I think I'll buy this one as well. I think the Falcons have enough around him. You know, they have a good tight end, a good receiver, a good running back, good quarterback. You can do something with that. Let's buy him.
All right. And then Bo Nix, buy or sell?
I'm buying.
I'm buying too.
I love the coach. Man, I love the coach. I love what they're doing. Cortland Sutton just said he's giving them a team deal. You only do that when you feel like you have something special. Terry, when you feel like you have something special, you give the team deal. So make it happen. I'm buying.
I mean, hey, what they say in the streets, we're buying Knicks. All right.
Hey.
So
what about JJ McCarthy? I don't know if you had him on the list, Co.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy. That's the last one I got. Buy or sell on JJ McCarthy.
I'm selling. Hey, you got rid of what's my guy, Sam Darnold. They had Sam Darnold in the locker room looking like Kirk Cousins. You get rid of him. I know they say Kevin, whatever the quarterbacks. I mean, the coach's name, O'Connell or something like that, is the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
And you have Justin Jefferson. You have Jordan Addison. I love those guys. But can he do what Sam Darnold did? Sam Darnold set the bar too high, so I'm selling. based on Sam Darnold's performance last year.
Yeah, I'm selling too, mainly because he's coming off of a knee tear, and this is his first year. And like you said, there's a lot of pressure. Now, we don't know how that defense is going to hold up. Defenses year to year. But if they hold water like they did last year, they can still make a 9-8 case and maybe try to sell a wild card. But that's half and half there. We got 3 quarterbacks we're buying, 3 quarterbacks we're selling. And if you know how to do investments, that's pretty good leverage right there from the Brodies. Now, let us know what you think there on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Click on the bottom right-hand corner, like and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, moving on here, it's been a pretty interesting off-season weather-wise. It's been raining one day. It's been blazing hot the next. But going into this fall, it's pretty much on record to be one of the hottest falls of the year. So is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? You know what I'm saying? This year, we're going to be looking at a few players, a few coaches, and a few GMs that are going to be on the hot seat going into 2025. Because the carousel, the coaching carousel, the exec carousel, the playing carousel is always
somebody's getting fired.
There's going to be a new job opening guaranteed in all three of these all three of these facets here. So to get started, Wiggs, we're going to start with the GMs. As far as the GM, who do you think's on the hot seat going into 2025?
The same way I put my card in for Jaden Daniels, the same way I'm putting my card in for the Giants GM, Joe Schoen. I know his name is close to yours, Jay, with Jay Cohen. Joe Schoen, you gotta go. You're trash. Yeah. You let Saquon Barkley go to the rival. Yeah. Your owner said that's the only thing you don't want to do is send them to the rival. You do that, they get the championship. Joe Schoen, you gotta go. The only reason you're still here is because the owner can still blame you for anything that happens this year, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to blame you before he kicks you out. Get the hell out, Joe Schoen. You're in the hot seat, the hottest seat of 2025.
And also he botched Jaden Daniels. You remember they brought Jaden Daniels in and interviewed him.
His son said, "Go get Jaden Daniels. Your son is a better GM than you. Get Joe Schoen out of here. Get his son in here, man.
Pay Daniel Jones $40 million."
Get this guy the hell out of here, man. I can do that job better than him. Joe Schoen, you're done. You're cooked.
Yeah. Now, I got another GM that's actually right around the corner. And that's the Jets, Mr. Darren Mogi, whatever his name is. He needs to boogie on out.
The only thing good with him is I've never heard of him. That's it. The only thing working for him is that I don't know his name.
Now, the Jets have been horrible since since the 60s. But this guy here has given away draft picks. He's fumbled salaries with bringing in Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
He's making moves for sure. He's making moves.
I applaud that. Dan
just signed Garrett Wilson and Sauce.
Yeah, he's doing that now. But like he mortgaged the future on Aaron Rodgers, and it didn't work. He did everything he can to make him happy, and it didn't work. And also
fired the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get it done, because now you're on another coach. You know what I'm saying? You got another quarterback, and your defense is not living up to the expectations. They had a great year a couple years ago, and then they haven't done anything since. We already know their offense is, sputtering, but they just locked up Garrett Wilson. They got, what's his name? What's the running back? Justin Fields is a quarterback. Oh, the running back, Bryce Allen?
Breece Hall. Yep. Yeah, so they have.
But your quarterback has a bad toe too, so don't forget that. So you're definitely on the hot seat because your quarterback's not looking good.
Jets are cursed.
They might be.
So that's my GM as far as the hot seat, because they got to do something over there. Now, what about coaches? Who you got?
So listen, we know anytime you're in the NFL, you got to be the right guy. So I'm gonna say the people that are on the hot seat when it comes to coaches is gonna be a black coach. Raheem Morris with the Falcons and Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin. They've been trying to get rid of Mike Tomlin since I've been in Pennsylvania. That was over 10 years ago. My son is 10 years old. Shout out to Aiden. Born in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. They're Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there. They've been trying to get rid of Tomlin since then. And he's still here. He's been doing okay. You know, the Steelers are a 500 average team, but they're not winning any playoff games. They're not making it to, you know, deep into any playoff runs. And that's what's expected from them. You expect greatness from them. They have good players. They have good quarterback play, or they've had average quarterback play, I should say. If not below it. That's what's below.
Actually, that's pretty being gracious, Wiggs. They've had horrible quarterback play ever since they've been left.
Just last year was the best year that they had.
Yeah, that was decent. That was like C+ caliber quarterback play.
So they've got to do a lot more this season. We'll see what they can do with Aaron Rodgers. That kind of leads into my next player. But yeah, Raheem Morris with the Falcons. Again, when you're a black coach, they want to get rid of you as soon as they can. I do think Michael Penix has a good year. But if they have any mistakes, if somebody gets hurt, he's gone.
He's got to make the playoffs.
GM might be gone with him because he signed Kirk Cousins to that crazy contract.
Oh yes, sir. Oh, and you know drafted the quarterback the same year.
And so yeah, you're on the hot seat as well. And he's a black guy as well. So you're not the white guy, I mean the right guy. So
yeah. It's
Falcons
unfortunate.
and Steelers. Yep.
Okay. I am going with Mike Daniel and Brian
Mike
Dable.
McDaniels.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel. Now, Mike McDaniel was the head coach of the Dolphins. I mean,
not my team.
Here's the thing. He was 9-8 his first year. Not bad. Then he won 11. Then he won 11 games the next year, and then last year he had a losing season. Now, the reason why I'm saying he's on the hot seat is because this is now year 4, and he has yet to deliver a playoff win. And not only that, he's had 3 straight years in some shape, form, or fashion where the team has sputtered in the cold weather side of the season. I know they're a hot temperature team, but Baker Mayfield plays in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear the excuse. Now, the B word plays in Florida. You know? So my whole thing is this when it comes to Mike McDaniel. It's not that I don't have a problem with the regular season. Like, overall, he still has a winning record. So when everyone's healthy, they can get it done. My thing is, can he get it done in the playoff, at the latter end of the season and in the playoffs? Because what ends up happening, they end up going like 6-2, 8-2, and then when it starts getting cold, they go like 3-5 or something. For the you know what I'm saying? Like they have a losing back end record because when it gets cold, they just I don't know what it is. So I got Mike McDaniel on the hot seat, and then on top of that, Brian Dable. I mean, him and the GM and Giants, they go hand in hand. They mortgage their future on Daniel Jones. They let go of Saquon Barkley. I don't want to hear anything. Like, they got Russell Wilson and famous Jameson there, but I'm gonna be real here.
They drafted a rookie quarterback.
And they drafted
this is when they get rid of coaches. You already had one. You signed Daniel Jones, then you draft a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
If you don't do anything in this first year, you're done.
So anytime a team that's doing bad and a coach that's on the hot seat, anytime they draft a rookie quarterback, that buys them a year.
1 year.
That buys them a year. Because they'd be like, "Oh, he's a rookie. You gotta give me a chance to work with him." So,
hey,
that's what they're gonna say.
That's what they say, dog.
Yeah. So
I'm with you on that one, cuz.
Okay. So player wise, I got the B word. He's on the hot seat. This dude was This dude was hyped to be the next John Elway.
And he's the number one can't miss project
the best
the generation.
The best
prospect of the generation.
In years generation.
Since Andrew Luck. Get the hell out of here.
Ain't did nothing. Bro. He looks like he needs to be doing those. I can't believe it's not butter commercials like Fabio back in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not playing quarterback. You know, so so I got the B word, and then I got the little engine that could in Kyler Murray. You know, like here's the thing with him. Like I like how he cashed in early and got his contract extension early. I'll give him that. But his problem is he doesn't perform when it matters. It's like I feel like he's relying on his talent, like Cam relies on his talent rather than his brain. And he's trying to outrun everybody and scoot and scurry around and outrun everybody, you know, and then, you know, he's got an arm and then just launch it up and just hopefully somebody will catch it because he can't see who he's throwing. You know, so no, he's not cerebral. He doesn't do film study. They had to put it in. They had to put it in his contract. They had to put it in his contract. So those are my two players on the hot seat. Who you got, Wiggs?
I mean, let me plug the phone. Man. It's getting hot in here. The phone is getting hot, dog. I gotta plug the phone up.
The phone is getting hot.
Now. It's too hot. All right. So for players, I'm with you on the quarterbacks. When it comes to, you know, who are we looking for? We're looking at GMs, we're looking at coaches, and then next in line is quarterback. I love the Kyler Murray pick. I love the B pick, the B word pick. And mine are going to be Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott. Because, again, this is my thing with Aaron Rodgers. You didn't do shit with the Jets. Brett Favre did more than you did with the Jets. And you're supposed to be following in his footsteps, which is giving us at least some damn hope. Last year, you went out in the first damn game of the season, Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, 2 years ago, you went out in the first damn game of the season. You missed the whole season. Last year, you come in, you play the whole season, and you don't do shit. So now we trade you to a new team. Mike Tomlin is reaching because, like we said, he hasn't been to the playoffs. He hasn't done shit in the playoffs.
In years.
So, Aaron Rodgers, what are you going to do? You're on the hot seat, bro. If this might be your last year.
I think it is.
And you don't want to go out like this. So you want to go out on a bang. You want to go out at least doing something. Don't go out with just, this is not the way to go out. So
give him a playoff win or something.
Something. And then Dak Prescott, you're the highest paid player. If not the highest paid player, I think you're the highest paid player in the league. I know you're the highest paid quarterback. And you're some shit. Let's just be honest. Dak Prescott is the highest paid quarterback. Get the hell out of here. So, in my opinion, he's on the hot seat. They get George Pickens. You already have CeeDee Lamb. We don't know who's going to be the running back, but with those two receivers, you should be pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
He's been good in the past, so we'll see if he can continue. But the Cowboys, you know, they 2 years removed. Dak is in the MVP runnings. They're in contention in the NFC conference, and now he's the third best quarterback in his division. Dak Prescott, you might get dropped if they have given you their guaranteed money. You're in position to get dropped, so you're on the hot seat because you're not the one being the right guy.
I agree. Like if they don't restructure, they might cut them, and then someone else is going to overpay them. But let us know what you think there, Brodies. Again, you need to like on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and click on the bottom right-hand corner and like and subscribe. But now comes to the coup de grace. We have reached our final destination. We put in a lot of work here. Okay,
a lot of work.
And once we get some better producers, we can do we can do a recap. You know, but if you got to go follow and watch the videos because we ain't gonna do no recap.
So we can pay somebody to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Like and subscribe so we can get somebody to do a recap. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up our fantasy countdown here, the top fantasy players of 2025. Now, again, these are the players that we are ranking based off of fantasy status. You know, these are the players now are going to be your first pick in your fantasy drafts. So if you've been following the Brodies, we've given you a pretty nice cue for you to cipher out who you want to pick. And if you win a championship, feel free to let us know. So we're going to start finalize the countdown with number 10. Wiggs, who you got?
Hey, so one thing I like about this countdown, and one thing I like about having a list when you prepare your work, the numbers don't lie. Cole, you did it. You had a great pick at number 11 last week at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was going to be in my top 10, but because you picked him, I actually had to dig deep into this list and find who I would put at number 10. I didn't have to go too far. I had him at number 19 on my list, but what's crazy is I also had him coming off of my list.
He was originally going to be scrapped. Yep.
He's going to be scrapped. So that shows you how fantasy, you have to pick who's available. And sometimes you have to, you know what? If the top 3 quarterbacks are gone, I might not pick a quarterback until round 6. You know, we were working with a lot of the top 5 rounds in this top 50. Mm-hmm. We have an 8-pick team. A lot of people have 10 team leagues. So with 10 teams, 5 rounds, you're going to be done. This person can go in the 6th, 7th round. He can also go in the top 2 rounds, and that's Joe Burrow.
Good build up. Good build up, Wiggs.
Hey, he would have been MVP if the Bengals made the playoffs.
I agree.
He was that good last year. He has Jamar Chase. He has T. Higgins. He has a running back that can catch out of the backfield. He has all the tools. He can process. He's smart. He was the one at LSU before Jaden Daniels. He set the bar for Jaden Daniels, and we see how Jaden is doing. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow's talented, so I'm happy that he made the list. I'm happy that we kind of figured out a way for him to be here. I don't know if I was still looking at my list. I don't know if I would still have him over Josh Allen. I might have changed that, but I think Joe Burrow deserves to be in the top 50. He comes in at 10. Cole, what do you think?
I agree. You know, he was the passing champion last year, so he has to find some way to get in the list. Numbers wise, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty consistent. I mean, he got both of his wide receivers back, and their running back also catches passes out of the backfield. So look for him to have another 4,000 plus yard season. I definitely like that pick. Coming in at number 9, this guy is, I don't know, man, like OBJ reincarnated. That's Malik Neighbors, man. Like this dude is the truth. And if your boy Russell Wilson expects to have anything left in the old cooking shoulder, like he's gonna have to throw at least 10, 15 targets towards this guy because they don't really have anybody else outside of that. Maybe Tracy, but yeah, I like Malik Neighbors at number 9. Look for him to get, I'd say, 90 plus catches this year. What do you think, Wicks?
I love the pick, man. I think Russell Wilson is going to have another good year. He didn't necessarily have a down year last year. He was in the top 15, top 20 quarterbacks. I think he'll do the same thing next year. And Malik Neighbors is the clear number 1 receiver. Russell's going to get him the ball. Malik Neighbors, top 10 pick. I love it.
All right. Now, ironically enough, this guy wears this number. Who do you got coming in at number 8?
Hey, we had an interesting time trying to figure out this top 10. I wanted to put JD 5 at 5. I like Lamar Jackson at 8. So yeah, give me Lamar Jackson at 8, man. I really like this pick. Lamar's a top 10 pick because I'm not going to say he's the best quarterback in the league, but when it comes to fantasy, he can run, he can get rushing touchdowns, he can pass, he can do everything you need him to do. And then he's better in the regular season than he is in the playoffs.
Facts.
We're not playing for a Super Bowl. Lamar in the regular season is like that. So get him when you can. Lamar at 8, I love it. Cole, what do you think?
Yeah, I love it too, man. I mean, we're talking fantasy numbers here, y'all. Like, this dude is a dual threat quarterback, and he's the best dual threat quarterback in the league. And I mean, there's just no comparison. I mean, this dude has had multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and he just threw multiple MVPs, and I think he just threw for 4,000 yards for the first time last year. Like, he had his best passing
1,000 yards rushing or something like that.
I think it was like 800 something. So he was close.
Yeah. Yep.
So he crossed over. He bridged the gap as a passer now. It's only going to get better. So definitely like that pick. but there's a particular player that I'm going to take at number 7. That when I tell you, it just gives me great pride to have this pick, Wiggs. He's the greatest of all time, Jaden Daniels.
Hey, that might be the first time I heard that. Greatest of all time.
Jaden Daniels, man. Jaden Daniels, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, this dude is the truth. So, like, here's the thing.
That makes him the number 1 quarterback on our list, Cole.
The number 1 quarterback on the list is Jaden Daniels. Ain't nobody messing with 5, bro. Nobody.
Now, we have to admit, we are biased. We're in DC.
No, we're not.
But in fantasy, the bias matters. In fantasy, bias matters. Definitely going number 1 in our league.
Jaden Daniels right now is probably going to have a similar breakout year like Dan Marino had in his second year. Look for Jaden Daniels to have at least 30 touchdown passes. Now, here's a fun fact for the Skins, Brodies out there. We've never had a quarterback throw for 30 touchdown passes. Never. Kirk Cousins came in at 27 or 28, something like that. And Joe Theismann threw like 27 in his MVP year. So what? We've never had a quarterback throw for 30 touchdown passes.
Oh, this happening this year.
So at least 30 touchdown passes
right now.
Yeah, at least 30 touchdown passes and at least another 5 rushing. But look for him to have more passing yards this year. Look for him to break the 4,000-yard mark. I wouldn't be surprised if he would be a MVP candidate. Now, who you got coming in at number 6, Wiggs?
Hey, man, I really want to spend a little bit more time on Jaden Daniels because he is that good. Like I said, he's the number 1 quarterback on our list. I think that's amazing. Let me just go over this list real quick, Coach. So we have Jaden Daniels, number 1, Lamar, number 2, Joe Burrow, number 3, Josh Allen, number 4. Oh, wait. Jalen Hurts, number 4, Josh Allen, number 5, Patrick Mahomes, number 6.
This is fantasy.
So as far as fantasy is concerned, we have Patrick Mahomes as the 6th best and Jaden Daniels as number 1. I think it's a great list. I love the way it turned out. Like I said, if anything, I might be switching Joe Burrow and Josh Allen or Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts just because.
So here's the thing. Like in my league, you would want to take Joe Burrow because, like I said, you got those passing bonuses in my league. So you can get 20 points off of a 50-yard touchdown pass. Just from that alone.
That's a great point. So it really depends on how your league is. And again, I think the way that we're kind of setting up this list is a little bit of, we're thinking about our own leagues. We're thinking a little bit non-PPR and a little PPR. So the numbers will vary, but again, it's up to how your league scores. That's going to be the main thing. If your league scores PPR heavy, if your league scores quarterbacks get heavy stats, definitely these quarterbacks could go number 1, number 2.
Yep. So who you got coming in at 6?
At number 6, Jahmyr Gibbs. Hey, I'm happy I get to make this pick. Man, my Detroit fans know you got to love when Detroit is playing well. Jahmyr Gibbs was looking very good in the playoffs last year. I think you always look when you're going from one year to the next, you want to see what they did in the playoffs. Because if they had a really good playoff game, they're probably going to have success going into that next season. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is the clear number 1 running back in Detroit. David Montgomery's still good, still going to be a great number 2 back. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the number 1 back, and he deserves more carries. I hope they give him more carries. And even if they don't, we saw what he did last year here in the backfield. He was still a 60, 70, 80-yard type of person with a touchdown. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs.
I agree. I mean, the speed is crazy. I mean, he's arguably the fastest guy in the league now. Definitely agree with that pick. Now, I would say if you're in a PPR league, this is definitely going to be a great pick because he's going to get 15 to 25 touches a game. Easy. So 50 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving is definitely going to be a Wiggs parlay lock. Now, coming in at number 5, we're going to go down 95. We're going to get off on 85 South, and we're going to make our way down to the ATL. Okay, I got Bijan Robinson coming in at number 5. Now, this guy is going to have a breakout year, which is why I'm buying Michael Penix stock. So this guy, I think if Raheem Morris just gets
Wants
out of
to
his
keep
own
his
way
job, hand that ball off.
all day, period. That's it. And then do a few play action passes, a couple of screens and all that good stuff. You got a quarterback that can, pass throughout the entire route tree. So what do you think, Wiggs?
No, I completely agree. Listen, the Eagles gave you the playbook. The Ravens gave you the playbook in the regular season. When you have a running back as dynamic as Saquon, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, you give them the damn ball. If Raheem Morris wants to keep his job, he gives Bijan Robinson, what did I say last year? Give 20 to 25 carries. 20 to 25 touches. Let me just say that. 20 to 25 touches a game. The Falcons will win a lot of games. Raheem Morris keeps his job. The Falcons make the playoffs. Michael Penix gets his first playoff win. I'm saying it all right now. And it all depends on if they give Bijan Robinson his touches. If they do, he's a top 5 fantasy player. I love this pickup.
All right. And who you got coming in at number 4?
All right, so this is where the list started to get a little shaky for us because we were like, hold up, where's our number 10 player, Joe Burrow, gonna go? I can't put him above these players because if it's PPR, I want CeeDee Lamb on my team. CeeDee Lamb, to me, could be the number 1 player in fantasy. He's so good. I think George Pickens is going to be taking a little bit of his targets away, but he's also going to be taking some of that attention. It's going to be harder to double CeeDee Lamb with George Pickens on the other side. Be tough. Man, I really, really enjoy, I was going to say I really enjoy CeeDee Lamb.
You enjoy CD.
Hey, yo. I think CD's I just love this player, man. I love the way he plays. He's physical, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. Again, he could be the number 1 player in this league. I got him at number 4. Code. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, he helped me win a championship a couple of years ago in my league. And Dak Prescott, if he expects to get any type of contract extension, he better start acting, like CeeDee Lamb, is the Lamb of God. Now one thing I will give Jerry Jones, he may suck at everything else, but that boy knows how to pick a wide receiver. I'll definitely give him that. Now coming in at number 3, what do they call this? The Twin Cities, Minnesota? Mm-hmm. Is that what they call them? I'm going with Justin Jefferson. Now, he's got a rookie quarterback fresh off a knee injury, so I know that you got to take this with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, it's Justin Jefferson. That's really all they have when it comes, to let's scratch that. They got a decent wide receiver tandem out there in Addison and Hawkinson. And I think Aaron Jones is still out there. So they got some weapons out there. And O'Connell's a pretty decent coach. I mean, he's part of the Shanahan tree that we had over here when we had RG3 and we had all of these geniuses over here. I couldn't do jack shit with them. But anyway, I like Justin Jefferson here at number 3. What do you think, Wicks?
Yeah, no, I completely agree because Justin Jefferson has done it with every quarterback that he's been with. He has had no fall off depending on who the quarterback is. Kirk Cousins, it doesn't matter. JJ McCarthy, it doesn't matter. I'm Justin Jefferson. I'm better than you. Give me the damn ball. I'm going to make a play. He's that good. He's broken records in Minnesota where Randy Moss plays, where Chris Carter plays. That tells you everything you need to know about Justin Jefferson. Number 3, I love it. He's a top 3 player in the NFL. In fantasy, give me Justin Jefferson every day of the week.
Yep. And another thing about these wide receivers, man. Yeah, pause. But like these wide receivers are mad humble, man. Like they don't have a big head. Pause. So like they're humble. They're not diva. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They're quick to humble people.
They're more entertainers nowadays. Like they entertain, but they want to play. Like they want to show you that they're really, really good, and they are really, really good.
They don't let the fame go to their head, especially from the groupies. So at number 2, you got a particular person that curved a groupie who thought she had a chance.
Hey, in pure Wigs fashion, man. Back in my day,
Not pure
Back
wigs
in my
fashion.
day, dog. In pure wigs fashion, Jamar Chase coming in at number 2. He's got a top 10 quarterback in Joe Burrow throwing to him, and he's the number 1 receiver coming off a triple crown. He has T. Higgins on the other side, who made the list. Let me see where T. Higgins was on the list, coming in at number 44.
Yeah.
And he had his running back, Chase Brown, at number 35. So you have a squad like that, like they have. I'm going to have to look at this list to see if anybody else has a squad like that, has their whole squad on there.
I don't think everybody has a skilled player in every position in the top 50, like the Bengals.
Yeah, nah, exactly. So, yeah, that just says a lot about what the Bengals have on their offense. And again, to get the triple crown with that type of offense says a lot. And with this type of league, with Justin Jefferson and Malik Neighbors and Terry McLaurin, to do what he did last year says a lot. I think he can repeat, because we see the way he's stiff arming joints off the field.
Right.
He's gonna do the same on the field.
Right. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him for that, man. Now
we should have made him number 1 just because of that. But yeah, he comes in number 2, Jamar Chase, man. What do you think, Cole?
I love it, man. I think Jamar Chase, I think he's not going to get the triple crown, but I think he's going to lead the league in either receptions or touchdowns or yardage, one of the 3, because he's the best wide receiver in the game right now. And it's going to be like that for a while, because they got T. Higgins locked up for at least another year or 2. So it's just going to be a matter of time before somebody's going to break 2,000 yards receiving. It's going to happen. It's either going to be one of the 2, Chase or Jefferson.
There's a lot of LSU receivers in the league, man.
Yeah, and LSU quarterbacks too. Now, speaking of 2,000 yards, our number 1 pick did just that. That was Saquon Barkley. And not only did he get 2,000 yards, he resurrected the respect of the running back position, which has been the entire foundation of offensive production outside of the offensive line and the quarterback. And in recent years, running backs have just been getting disrespected. I mean, they've been undervalued. They've been underpaid. Most of the running backs now come in the, they get drafted in the 3rd round or the 4th round, where they don't have the 5th year option, right? So they're stuck with this late round draft pick money, which is still good money, but like $330,000 a year compared to someone who's making 25, that's a pretty big difference. And your body is taking more damage than pretty much any other player. And you just get thrown in the scrap heap before you even get an opportunity to make some real serious money. So because of Saquon Barkley, because of Derrick Henry, running backs are starting to get more recognition. And just for that alone, I got him at the number 1 pick. But outside of his production and arguably the best offensive line in football, I don't see him slowing down. Also with Jalen Hurts, being a dual threat quarterback himself. So in most cases in fantasy this year, Saquon Barkley is going to be the first off the board. What do you think, Wiggs?
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I think I may have said it just now, but it depends on the league as well. If you're in a PPR league, then yeah, you might go with Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, because those receptions matter. And Saquon Barkley is not so much of a catcher out of the backfield. Yeah. He's a great running back, but he's not catching it like Christian McCaffrey was when Christian McCaffrey was drafted number 1.
Yeah.
Just last year. And that goes to show how things can change. Christian McCaffrey went from the number 1 player on the draft boards to our number 15. And on my list, he was number 22. So can Saquon Barkley drastically change? It would depend on injury, I would say as well. That's been the thing with Saquon in his past, is can he stay healthy? So I think, again, with the way the Eagles are set up, Saquon should be able to stay healthy because they have a great offensive line. He's not taking that much damage in the trenches. He's able to get to the second part of the hole, and and take it where it needs to go. So I have a lot of high hopes for Saquon. Like I said, I think if it's PPR, you might go Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. but Saquon is a number one running back. He's resurrected the position, like you said, Cole. And it's got me saying, I want to make one more point. It's got me thinking about Terry McLaurin, because when you look at running backs, in my opinion, Saquon is more important to the Eagles than Terry is to the Commander.
I agree.
And that's not to downgrade Terry or disrespect Terry, but Saquon is that important. Like, this is not a Super Bowl winning team without Saquon. That was the missing piece. That was the missing piece. So that's why he's the number one running back. He's a 2,000-yard rusher. Everything you want in a running back, everything you want in a teammate. I kept saying that last year as well, Coach.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the coach there in Philadelphia potentially being fired. If they didn't win the Super Bowl, he might have gotten fired. But I felt like a player like Saquon was the missing piece. A player like Jalen Hurts coming in at number 12 was the missing piece. A player like A.J. Brown coming in at number 30 was the missing piece. So you put the number 1 player, the number 12 player, the number 30 player. And Devontae Smith is just off our list. He didn't make the list. But you add that into the mix, and this is a great team, a great setup. Saquon go number 1. I love it, Co. Man, I can't believe we finished the list, man. What a list.
Yeah. That was. I would say this was a little tougher than the mock draft.
For sure, this was tough, man.
Because there was a lot of players that got snubbed. So let us know what you think there, Brodies. That concludes our top 50 fantasy countdown. Hope that helps you guys build your rosters for next season. But let
me ask you a quick question, Co.
Yeah.
All right. 10-player league. You have the number 1 pick. Are you picking Saquon?
It's either him or Chase.
All right. Let's say you have the 5th pick in that round. So Saquon's gone, Jamar Chase is gone, Justin Jefferson's gone, CeeDee Lamb is gone, Lamar Jackson is available. Jaden Daniels is available. Malik Neighbors is available. Who are you taking at number 5?
Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs.
So you're not going to take Jaden in the first round in that case.
No, and the reason why is like that's only if I have a top. Let
me write this down for our league purposes. Hey,
only reason why is because if I have the top 5 pick, like there's other quarterbacks out there that I can get that are still going to be just as good. Like if I take Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels with the number 1 pick, then I'm telling myself that my next best player in the second round is going to be, it's not going to be one of the top 10 players. You know what I'm saying? So, if that's the gamble of taking quarterbacks early, but if you take a quarterback like Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson early, like that, those players make up. Those are 2 players in 1.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of the trade-off. Like if you get Lamar Jackson, you're forfeiting one of the other star key players. So that's the risk you're taking, but it's not a bad risk at all. So
no, I love that. Hey, I don't know that I agree with you just this year because I think Lamar Jackson and Jaden are that special. Like quarterbacks usually get the most points. Like you said, when it comes to passing, when you think about those stats, they usually get the most points. So I might go with Lamar or Jaden at number 5. If I'm drafting at the 10th spot, and I know I'm coming back around the corner with the 11th spot as well, I'll take Jaden with the 10th, and then I'll get.
That's when you, exactly.
But
like
if you got 5, that's why I wanted to ask you about number 5 because that spot is tough in the draft. If you got the top 3 spots, take the best player available. Saquon, Jamar, Justin Jefferson.
Exactly.
But that 5, 6, 7 range does become a little difficult.
I like having like the late round pick because if you're in a snake draft, because you basically get back-to-back picks. So in that case, like, if you got to pick 10, 11, or 12 and Lamar and Jaden are still on the board, go ahead and knock that out. And then you just take the next best player available in round 2. And then that should basically give you 3 players with 2 picks, basically. So, let us know what you think. we're definitely going to be monitoring our.
So listen to this is the number 1 and number 2 players in our league telling you what to do. Hey,
we're definitely going to be monitoring the league as well. So definitely get ready for that. But to wrap things up here, on a more serious note, we recently lost a pillar in this genre of sport. Despite what people may think, the league or the sport rather wouldn't be where it is without him. A lot of wrestlers that people have grown to know and love wouldn't even had a career or existed if it hadn't been for this man. There would be no Stone Cold Steve Austin. There would be no Undertaker. There would be no Rock, no Triple H, no CM Punk, no John Cena, no Roman Reigns, no nothing. Despite the bullshit, there would be no nothing. So is Hulk a maniac? He could have been. But one thing I know is that Hulk Hogan is arguably the greatest wrestler of all time. And if you're a wrestling fan, this is a bittersweet thing for you if you're African American and a wrestling fan because of the recent lapse in the last race of his life here. So I'll say this, before anything starts here. Wiggs, are we losing you again for the first time in a long time? That would happen as soon as this happens, but that's all good. I think that's just divine order here. Hulk Hogan lost his life last week, and a lot of people in the African American community had their reservations about it, because of his his comments and his overall persona and how he just thought and treated us. I have a couple of friends who actually worked with Hulk Hogan and experienced firsthand some of the bigotry and racism that he was basically exposed for saying and doing and being. And as a wrestling fan, it was definitely a grain of salt that I had to take this news with, because I grew up, watching the older side of Hogan, right before he left WWF at the time, but WWE, and went to WCW and became Hollywood Hogan when he turned heel and joined Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. But during that time, during the prime years, if you will, of my wrestling fandom, with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and everybody else on Monday Night Raw during the Monday Night Wars between Monday Night Nitro and Monday Night Raw, Hulk Hogan was a spearhead. He was able to not only resurrect WWF at the time, but also get WCW on the map as well. But as an African American, I do have to acknowledge the fact that he said some very hateful racist things. Now, recently I had a few posts on the Facebook page and got some pretty interesting feedback on people's feelings. A lot of people didn't agree with me when I said that we need to seek forgiveness and forgive him and let go and let God, really. A lot of people didn't agree with me. That's fine. It's their opinion. But I think as a fan that was disappointed in this person, I came to the realization that I after some soul searching, I was like, okay, I think I'm putting too much emphasis on this human being. I'm idol worshiping, if you will, if you follow the word of God, which I do, right, and try to emulate in my life. And one of the things that I mentioned as a believer in Jesus Christ was that he taught us and teaches us how to forgive, and that we should forgive, and not only to forgive 7 times, but 77 times 7, in the book of Matthew. And I only mentioned that because Hulk Hogan, before he passed, ended up getting baptized. And despite the baptism, he still had some backsliding instances, at the Republican convention and everything like that. But what I was telling people, particularly in the Black community, because we were the one that, the most hurt, was now that he's a member of the body of Christ, I think it's best that we just forgive him. That doesn't mean we have to forget, but we do have to forgive him. It's just like how we want our sins to be forgiven. So that was the only thing that I really mentioned. But outside of that, I just said it was a tough pill to swallow because it was an entity or a superstar or celebrity that I looked up to growing up. I mean, it was because of Hulk Hogan that I got in the weight room. How many people, between ages of 10, 7 and 10 or 7 and 12 were ripping their shirts trying to act like Hulk Hogan, right? Or trying to act like NWO or anything like that. So, I mean, it's like I said, it was a bittersweet thing, as a wrestling fan and as a Hulk Hogan fan. But Terry Bollea, the person, had some demons and skeletons that unfortunately spilled out on the last laps of his life. But just as a wrestling fan, I think it was only right for me to say rest in peace. I hope that before he took his last breath, that he made peace with his mistakes and forgave himself. I hope the Lord knows him and welcomes him into the to heaven, to paradise, because I think that's what we all want when it's our time to leave. And we don't want God having that same energy when he goes over the chapters in our book of life. We want forgiveness for our sins too. So we got to forgive others if we're going to get that same grace. But, Wiggs has my back on this. Everybody's going to have their own opinion, and I'm not condoning what he did. And I'm not telling anybody to feel anything that, they don't want to feel or whatever. But what I am saying is, one, this was a human being that is capable of making mistakes. Two, this is a human being that most of these people that are mad on the internet don't even know. So you're spending energy in a negative format on someone that doesn't even know you exist. That's why I'm saying just let it go. Just forgive him and let it go. Unless he hurt you personally, like my man Wayne, that was his security guard, and he told me what happened. You can check my Facebook comments and look at the story. But unless something like that happened to you, there's really no reason for you to really be, all up in arms. But I agree if you have an issue with it. Now, we got Wiggs back. Now, I just actually did my own little soliloquy, and I think that was divine order, man, because, I was able to get everything out to the public. But just to give you a rundown of what I said, was just basically a reiteration of what you and I talked about with what I said on the Facebook post, how Hogan has been just a pillar in the sport, and how bittersweet it is as a African-American wrestling fan to hear him say those racist comments. But overall, like I said, just like the Lord Jesus Christ says in the book of Matthew, to forgive not 7 times, but 77 times 7. And he got baptized. And if we're going to be talking about we in the body of Christ, then we got to forgive him. But if not, that's on you. But at the end of the day, he was still one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and he still deserves his flowers in that platform. Go ahead, Wiggs. What do you got to say?
Man, Cole, we talked about this, like you said, off the platform. This was a big topic on Facebook, a big topic on TikTok, a big topic on Instagram. It's a big topic that's still going on. And like you said, it's kind of interesting that you got to get that soliloquy out, because my phone just died right on that part of the segment. So, you really got to give the folks a little bit of what you were thinking. And I'm happy that I was able to do a little bit of the research and see some of what your thoughts were, but also what some of your followers' thoughts were.
Yeah.
You bring it to Facebook, it takes it to people that we've grown up with. And these are not just, fans that are seeing the show for the first time. These are people that we grew up with. So they're like, yo, nah, Cole, what you mean? Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. He was racist. Well, yeah, he could have said some racist things, but I grew up on them. Like I told you when we were talking about this, I know I had some Hulk Hogan underwear. Like, I know it was a thing to rip my shirts when I was a young kid because of Hulk Hogan.
I just said that too. Like, we all were ripping our shirts, yo. Like, we were all doing it.
When I think of wrestling, the first person I think of is Hulk Hogan. He's the first person I think of. So when you start the soliloquy off, right before my mic goes off, and you say it wouldn't be a Rock, it wouldn't be, a Ric Flair, or it wouldn't be any of these other guys, a Jake the Snake, Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, to name some of my guys, it wouldn't be any of those guys without Hulk Hogan. You're absolutely right. Now, again, how much forgiveness should we give him? I talked to you over the weekend, and then again, I thought, listening to you, it was one of those times where I had to take a step back and say, man, this guy is really on a higher level than a lot of us are. Like, the stuff that you're talking about, you were talking about it in a spiritual way that I said this to you, Co. You're on a higher spiritual level than a lot of people. And I said, a lot of people won't be able to relate to that. And that's unfortunate, because God should always be the priority. Being Christ-like or being a Christian should always be the number one priority. And unfortunately, it's not. Not only is it not, but it's kind of frowned upon when you forgive a racist these days. I sent you another video of a YouTube streamer named Leon, who went on the Breakfast Club podcast recently, and he apologized for some of the comments that he made, just that were very racist and very recent as well. And I sent that video to you to kind of say, hey, let's talk about this during the show, because it was kind of one of those things of like, people weren't forgiving him, and people were basically like, yo, F this dude. Like, first of all, I don't even know him. He don't have the say that Hulk Hogan did. Right. I don't have those memories of this dude as I do with Hulk Hogan.
Right. Like, who is this dude?
Yeah. But it kind of got me thinking, like, again, for you to say we should forgive and not take it personal, because, listen, he might have said it to this person, but I don't know him. And I've never met Hulk Hogan a day in my life. So why would I take the comments that he made personal? I'll let God deal with that. Do we really believe those words that I'll let God deal with that? Do we really believe those words of, no sin is greater than the other, and I won't cast judgment on my brother, and to however you judge somebody is how you will be judged? Do we really believe those words? And again, I want to thank you for bringing up that point of view, because it does challenge you. It does make you think, okay, am I really? And I guess, again, I don't think a lot of people care about right or wrong when it comes to topics like this. It's not so much of right or wrong. It's really, I don't fuck with Hulk Hogan, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. That's a lot of how our conversations go when it comes to these type of topics. And I'm not mad at that. And I don't think you are either, Co. I'm pretty sure you told that.
No. I mean, I'm that's the thing. Like, I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm upset. I'm disappointed, more disappointed than mad or angry. But like I was saying, in the segment, I was just like, look, I mean, this is what happens when you idolize humans. We're all capable of the same sins. All the sins that people think that they think they won't do. Trust me, everybody's capable of doing it. People don't think they can, off somebody until it happens. People don't think they can commit adultery until it happens. So like, everybody is susceptible to sin in this realm. So that doesn't mean that we're free from we have impunity to judge others. I'm like, okay, yeah, and like I said in my comments, and not to like go deeper with it, but it's like, you're mad at this dude that you've never met saying the word nigga, but you'll vote for a woman that locked up niggas. I don't get it. Like, you want to be shown grace, but you won't give grace. You say you want to be blessed financially, but you won't help nobody when they need help. You won't give. You know what I'm saying? How are you fat complaining about being hungry? That's my whole point. So it's like, yeah, Hulk Hogan said these things. But this dude he died at 71. So he grew up in the time where that was feasible. Now, if this was 50 years from now and he's still talking that crap, come on, bro. White people are listening to more hip hop now. I don't want to hear that crap. But this dude came from the times where that was plausible. So I take that with a grain of salt. Like I'm in the lending business. I help white people in their late 70s all the time. I'm not saying every white person is a racist, but you're trying to tell me a 75-year-old white person hasn't heard or possibly said the word. Thank you. So let's be realistic here. You know, so my whole thing is we're not talking about Terry McLaurin. We're talking about Hulk Hogan, the greatest wrestler of all time, that's had memories stained in wrestling fans' minds for the rest of our lives.
Is he the greatest of all time after saying the word? So let me ask you that: is he still the greatest, even with the phrasing?
Is Hulk Hogan still the greatest wrestler of all time?
You put him over the Rock?
Yeah.
Easily.
Who's my favorite wrestler? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Rock is a strong third behind HBK. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, when people think of professional wrestling, the very first person you think of is Hulk Hogan. You think about the time he body slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 7. You remember at Bash at the Beach when he turned heel on Macho Man Randy Savage. You know what I'm saying? There's memories as in my brain when he's getting jumped by Papa Shango and the Ultimate Warrior is running down to save him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, this is definitely one of those where, and I'm very pro black. I'm like all black, everything. I'm with all that. This was definitely one of those where, without thought about it, I said rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. I didn't think twice about it until I started seeing people say and nobody said it to me, but I started seeing people kind of saying yo, what y'all mean rest in peace to Hulk Hogan? And it was kind of like, I didn't go against it because I was like, okay, I see what people are saying. He did say some racist shit. All right, I see the side they're coming from. But for me, it really was rest in peace of Hulk Hogan. It was that simple. This dude was a part of my childhood. This dude, he was a character, and he played a character that I enjoyed. He played it well. I do think I agree with the people a little bit more in the sense of he lost some points. He did lose some points.
He lost a lot of points.
He lost some points.
It was an ultimate fall from grace. Because the last time he was on WWE, he got booed. He got booed off the stage.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
So his legacy has been officially tarnished. It's an official fall from grace, but it doesn't change what he's been to the business. And
again, I think it's serious when it's a death. This is not just we're talking about Hulk Hogan. He actually died. Can we say rest in peace to the man when the man dies?
Family's mourning right now, y'all. You know, and again, here and this is what I mean by why we're idolizing people. His character spilled over into his personal life. When we see him, we don't see Terry McLaurin. We see Hulk Hogan. So when he said those words, we're like, Hulk Hogan said nigga. No, Terry McLaurin said nigga. Terry McLaurin just happens to be Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. It's like Chadwick Boseman, saying some anti-Semitic stuff, outside of being, we look at him as being Black Panther, but no, that's Chadwick Boseman. So it's it spills over and we're idolizing these people. And it's I can't believe he would say something like that. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. This dude wear a Fu Manchu mustache his entire life. That's one of the most racist mustaches of all time.
Let me ask you this, Cole, because I know you mentioned Hulk. Did you talk at all about Kobe Bryant's death and kind of what that meant to you? You know, Kobe had the rape charge. That was something we witnessed throughout his career. It definitely was something where we started to look at Kobe like,
We were
man,
disappointed.
that's
We were
yeah,
disappointed.
that's disappointing. How do you feel about? How would you compare the two situations? You know, Kobe and Hulk. Again, when Kobe died, the world changed. Let's just be honest. The world
Word ain't
shifted
been the
when
same
Kobe
since.
died.
Word ain't been the same since.
Yeah, nothing has been the same. So tell me a little bit about just your comparison when you think about Kobe versus Hulk.
So I mean, his death was a little different. His death was shocking. Like that was something that could have been prevented. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
Hulk's death was because of a complication from a neck surgery, and for me, like a bunch of steroid use, and he just had a heart attack. But when he had his charge come out, I was a little disappointed. And this is what I'm meaning about idol worship, y'all. Like we can't expect these dudes to be perfect. You know, eventually there's going to be some type of situation that's going to put an asterisk on their name. And like the thing that I was getting into with my man Waller about, because we actually talked about that, was we were disappointed, we were upset, we were frustrated with him, but we forgave him. And I'm like, so why we forgave him for that? And I understand this is two different topics. You can't, I mean, you know, having sex outside your marriage and calling someone out a
Kobe
racial
was a
slur.
repeat offender as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But my only point, my only 2 points were: one, I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about the character that we all grew up on. Just like how everybody and their mama was talking about Bill Cosby and the pudding pops that he was selling for 40 years. But the moment that they found out those pudding pops were laced, you know, that's when everybody want to stop watching the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? So like his legacy was tainted. He's not the first king to fall from grace, and he ain't gonna be the last. You know, I mean, shoot. Look at Obama. His legacy's already starting to come down with some of the comments he has made. I don't see nobody up in arms about that. You know, so I'm like, we're in America, y'all. Like this country was built off of this shit. So why are we acting so surprised when this shit happens? You know, like the country was built off of racism, and we get mad when racist shit happens. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because not only was it built off of racism, it was built with white men as well. Like, you know, I think sometimes we get in it. Again, we might lose some. I know you talked to one of your close friends growing up, Co, and they were like, "Man, you risk losing some of the black community." But I think you said something when we talked as well. Like, I'm gonna say how I feel, and if I lose somebody because they don't like that I spoke my mind, then so be it. And I'll say this. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. But it was basically along the lines of like, oh man, what was I about to say? Oh man, I'm sorry, cuz.
Nah, you good. You good. I mean, I think like I said, like we have a difference of opinion. Like you said, man, like a lot of people aren't looking at it from a spiritual aspect. And that's what I'm trying to do with this, because and you know, when I was telling everybody, I'm like, y'all are getting mad at me when I'm telling you I'm a wrestling fan that's hurt right now. Like I have a conflict of interest right now. That's like your first love passing away.
Yeah. And I know my point is like, it's like right there. So I'm going to try to get it back. But yeah, I mean, yeah, when you look at Hulk Hogan's legacy and the tarnishing, when you think about the tarnishing aspect of it, when you think about Kobe Bryant and how his death affected everybody was affected by Kobe's death. It just begs the question, like, can we grieve? Like, can we grieve how we want to grieve? Like everybody's grief doesn't have to be collective. I think sometimes in the black community, that's what I was going to say, Co. Sometimes in the black community, things have to be so collective.
Yeah.
You know, Trayvon Martin dies. It's a collective grief. Kamala doesn't win the presidential election.
Everybody's supposed to be mad.
Right. Everybody has to be mad. Barack Obama, like you mentioned, his legacy. Everybody has to feel. Well, what if I don't agree with the Barack Obama's legacy? And again, people might be upset, but some of these things have to be said. And it's not to say, oh, I'm criticizing Barack and I'm not criticizing Hulk. Fuck no. Like Hulk needs all the shit that he's getting. Like you said, how bad has Hulk Hogan's legacy been tarnished? Because we're admitting his legacy has been tarnished, and we're not admitting it. Hulk Hogan admitted it himself. We're not here to say was it or was it not. We're here to say how much of it was, and should we still tell the man rest in peace? Can we tell the man rest in peace without getting shamed online? Like that's where the collective part of the black community, the black culture, and I started the show. I started the show off kind of saying it. I like the conversations we're having for the black culture, and I think we have a voice for the black culture. We talked about Uncle Shay. Hey, Uncle is not always right, so we may not be right, we may not be wrong, but I think our voices need to be heard, and I think our voices are important. And like I told you when we talked over the weekend again, Cole, I'll say it again. I value your voice. I value your opinion, and I respect your opinion. I thank you for sharing your opinion because it made me rethink. Man, you know what? As a Christian, you're absolutely right. And a lot of times we like to say, F that, F that. No, that's not how it works when it comes to being a Christian. You don't get to just say F that. And when it comes to being black, I don't have to agree with everybody just because I'm black. So let's stop acting like we do. Like, just because I'm black doesn't mean I have to love Obama. I'm sorry. I don't. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I have to hate Hulk Hogan. I don't care for Hulk Hogan. I'm not saying I love Hulk Hogan. I'm not about to be sitting here crying like you said somebody sent you the picture of the Django.
Django Samuel Jackson Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, like no, I'm not Samuel Jackson crying.
Calling me Uncle Tom and a Sambo and all this stuff because I preached forgiveness. Well, if that's the case, then Jesus is one there. Didn't he not turn his cheek to the enemies?
Exactly.
And my whole thing is this again. We act like we're not a part. We don't have our hand in the cookie jar. Hulk Hogan, this whole thing started because Hulk Hogan didn't want his daughter getting clapped by a black dude. How many black fathers want the same thing?
Listen, if the wrong black dude show up to my house, let's just be honest. Again, we got to get past this. Like, oh, y'all sound like this. If the wrong black dude show up to my house,
you're going to say the same thing.
I would be looking at my daughter crazy. And again, I have 2 boys. So if the wrong black woman shows up to my house, whether she's black or white, again,
so it's say the same thing.
It's a black or if a white country white girl, that doesn't fit what I think my boy should be with, I'm gonna look at her the same way, whether she's Asian, Mexican, black, whatever. Like I'm gonna be looking funny.
How many times have we heard black mothers say, if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home? Or don't bring no white girl in this house. We hear that all throughout the black community. What's the difference between us saying that and Hogan saying the same thing to his daughter? It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. We can't be vilified. Again, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not gonna let somebody vilify me for saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
No, like he's one of my top 5 wrestlers of all time. No, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all Bamas are still buying Jordans, and Jordan had nothing to say in the Rodney King verdict. He said Republicans buy shoes too. Y'all still buying them old ass retros, the same exact shit you had 5 years ago. Y'all ain't saying nothing then. So I don't want to hear it. So having said that, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, and I hope God has forgiven you for your sins. Now, that concludes our show. We're a little bit over time. This is, had to be done because a lot had to be said, a lot had to be covered. But let us know what you think there, Brodies, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Click on the bottom right-hand corner and like and subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. But until then, it's your boy, Cold World. It's the Lord and my main man, Jay Wiggs, man. It's Brody Sports Talk. We'll see y'all next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace.